Morning, children. I hope you have completed your previous worksheet, right? So, in today's session, we are going to learn about metals. Before we start today's session, children, we will have a short recap of previous session. Children, in the previous session, we have discussed that clay is used to make bricks, pots, cement, and tiles. Bricks and pots are made of clay, right? Then we learn about the process of making pots and bricks. You learn that pots are baked in an oven. What is that oven called? Kiln, right? After baking the pots, they are polished and decorated. And that process is called glazing, right? I think you remember all this process, right? Then you can see here a white, very fine grey colored powder. This is called cement, which is made by heating a mixture of clay and limestone. Then we learn about a special clay, porcelain clay, right? Which is also called china clay, which is used to make tiles, cups, saucers, crockeries, and even for our wash basins, right? Glass. Glass is made by heating a mixture of sand, lime, and soda. What are the three things required to make glass then? Sand, lime, and soda. And we find many objects made of glass like mirrors, your spectacles, magnifying glasses, even for telescope we use the lens. That lens also made of glass. Electric bulb, laboratory equipment, bangles, many more things are made of glass. So let's move to the today's session. Children, let us try to learn the new words. O-R-E, ore. Ore is a rock from which we get metal. Furnace. F-U-R-N-A-C-E. Furnace. Furnace is a huge oven which can be heated to a very high temperature. Next word, temperature. T-E-M-P-E-R-A-T-U-R-E. Temperature. Aluminium. A-L-U-M-I-N-I-U-M. Aluminium. It's the name of a metal. Next word, brass. B-R-A-S-S. Brass. Bronze. B-R-O-N-Z-E. Bronze. Copper. C-O-P-P-E-R. Copper. Children, let us try to learn about metals. Metals are generally very hard and they have very shiny surface, right? So from where we get metals? Even metals also we get from the earth. We get metal from the rocks. So a rock from which a metal can be obtained is called ore. So what is ore? Ore is a rock from which we get metals. These ores are taken out from the earth by digging a very deep pits, and these are called mines. So from where we take the ores then? These ores are taken from the mines. And these ores are again heated in a huge oven that is called furnace. The furnace is heated at very high temperature and these metals are separated from their ores. Let's try to understand how these are separated. Look here children, you can see here an image of a furnace. So furnace is a huge oven in which metals can be heated to very high temperature. After heating a very high temperature, these metals get converted into liquid and these metals are used to make different articles. So what is the function of furnace then? It is used to separate metals from their ores. So what is the process of extracting metal from the ore is then? First this ore. The ore is nothing but a rock from which we obtain metal. These ores are taken from the mine and these are heated in a big oven called furnace in which metals are separated from the ore and these metals are again used to make different articles. Children, do you know when things like bricks, stones, wood, etc. are hammered, what happens? they break into pieces. Whereas metals, when they're hammered, are shaped into thin shapes. You can see here, aluminium foil, right? Even they can be molded into very thin wire. You can see here, copper coil. So what we learn about metals then? Metals can be beaten into thin shapes or drawn into very thin wire. Children, let us try to learn uses of some commonly used metals like iron, aluminium, copper. Children, you can see here the objects made of iron. Iron nails, even window grills or hammer. Many things are made of iron, right? And when this iron is mixed with carbon and some other metals, we get steel. You can find steel utensils in our house. Mostly kitchen utensils are made of steel. Even this steel is used to make railway tracks. You have seen the railway tracks? These are also made of what, children? Steel. And the steel is made of which metal then? It is made of iron. When it is mixed with carbon, then we get which metal? Steel. Well, steel is used to make some machine parts. You can see here. So from the iron, we can get steel. The next metal is aluminium. Most of you are aware of aluminium, like food packing materials. When you order food, you will get the food in this aluminium packets, right? Parcels. So these aluminium you have seen. Even in your house, you might have seen a pan, or you say in Indian you call it as kadai, right? That is also made of aluminium. Or sliding windows, or the doors. You can see here in offices, you can find this aluminium doors. Let's try to learn about copper. Copper is a reddish in color, and most of you are nowadays you are using copper water bottles. I think so, right? So copper is very widely used metal, and copper is this copper is used in electric wires, as it is a very good conductor of electricity. It allows the electricity to pass. So this our electric wires are made of which metal then, children? Copper. Now, this copper has some other uses, like when this copper is mixed with other metals, then we can get different type of metal like brass and bronze. You might have seen the yellow color metal. All yellows are not gold, right? Let us see what is a brass. You can see here, is it a gold? No, it's yellow color metal, which is also made of what now? Copper, right? When the copper is mixed with some other metal, we get another metal called brass. This brass is used to make utensils, locks, and musical instruments. You might have heard about brass bands where they use all this trumpet and different type of musical instrument to play the music, right? Bronze. So when you go for games, you will always win gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medal. So this bronze is used to make medals, and even earlier days this was used to make coins. This was 1957, our Indian coin, you can see here, right? And it is even used to make bell. So what the bronze is made of? Bronze is also made of copper with, it is mixed with some other metals to make the bronze. Children, I think you all are familiar with this metal, right? Gold and silver. These are very precious metal, right? Precious means what? They are very costly, very expensive metals. And you might have observed jewelry made of gold at your home, and different silver articles like bowls, plates, etc. at your home. Children, I have given a small activity for you here. This activity is given on page number 23 in your science textbook. Try to solve it and write the answer in the textbook. So children, I hope you have understood the names of different metals and their uses, right? So I'm going to display you these different metal articles for you better understand. Try to understand. Okay. Can you see? what it is, children? It's a hammer. It's made of which metal? It's made of iron, right? Now this one is a machine tool, right? It's a tool. And this is a box. Can you guess? These are made of which metal? This is a steel, which is made of iron and carbon. And this is a reddish color metal. So what it is? It's a copper. And when the copper is mixed with other metal, we get a brass and bronze. So I'm going to show you some brass article. This is a brass small plate, yellow color. Even you can see this brass like metal, right? As we learn that metals can be beaten into very thin sheet. So I'm going to show you one thin sheet of metal. What is this? I think all of you know about it, right? Aluminium foil. So this aluminium foil is a thin sheet of, very thin sheet of metal. Children, read lesson, try to understand and solve the given worksheet.